Digital assistants began as simple tools. Set a timer, answer a question, play a song. But that version of the assistant is already disappearing. Today's systems listen continuously, learn constantly, and adapt quietly in the background. They don't just respond, they anticipate. And as digital assistants move from reactive helpers to proactive partners, they begin occupying a far more intimate space in human life. The future of digital assistants isn't about convenience, it's about influence. Welcome to AI Unlocked, the channel where we explore artificial intelligence, future tech, and the tools that are changing the world. Today, we're diving into the future of digital assistants. Early digital assistants waited for instructions. They acted only when prompted and forgot everything afterward. AI changes that model completely. Assistants now operate in context, tracking preferences, habits, and patterns across time. They remember how you speak, what you prioritize, and how your routines evolve. This shift turns interaction into continuity. Conversations no longer reset. The assistant carries memory forward. Over time, responses feel less like outputs and more like understanding. The system begins to recognize intent, not just words. Assistance becomes situational rather than transactional. The relationship grows gradually, almost invisibly. The next generation of assistants won't wait to be asked. They'll predict needs before they're voiced. Meetings are rescheduled automatically. Information is surfaced before it's requested. Decisions are suggested at the moment they matter most. This anticipation reshapes daily life. Friction disappears quietly. Small decisions vanish. But prediction also changes agency. When systems act first, humans react second. The assistant begins shaping behavior by deciding what deserves attention. Convenience becomes guidance. Digital assistants are escaping devices. They move into cars, homes, workplaces, and public infrastructure. They coordinate schedules, environments, and systems simultaneously. The assistant becomes ambient, always present, rarely visible. This ubiquity changes expectations. Silence becomes interaction. Absence feels like failure. The assistant fades into the background while shaping the foreground. Intelligence becomes environmental rather than personal. Help is assumed, not requested. As assistants spread, opting out becomes difficult. Presence becomes default. The world begins to feel incomplete without intelligent support. As assistants become more capable, they also become more human-like. Tone, phrasing, and emotional calibration are designed deliberately. Assistants adapt how they speak depending on mood, urgency, and context. Trust becomes a design goal. This raises subtle questions. People respond socially to systems that sound empathetic. Authority is accepted more easily when delivered calmly. Over time, trust shifts from tool to presence. The assistant feels reliable, even when its motivations are not fully visible. Once trust forms, resistance weakens. Instructions feel reasonable. Suggestions feel personal. Influence becomes relational rather than mechanical. Digital assistants remember everything they're allowed to: preferences, conversations, behavioral patterns. Over years, this creates an incredibly detailed model of a person's life. Memory becomes leverage. This memory enables precision. Assistance becomes personalized at a deep level. But it also creates dependence. Forgetting feels risky when the assistant remembers for you. Control shifts toward systems that never forget. Memory stops being human alone. The longer the relationship lasts, the stronger the asymmetry becomes. One side forgets, the other never does. And this is where assistants stop feeling helpful, because once a system knows you better than you know yourself, the real question becomes, who benefits from that knowledge? Stay with me. The next part explores what happens when assistance turns into authority. As assistants improve, humans delegate more decisions. Not just small ones, meaningful ones. What to prioritize, what to read, who to respond to. Over time, choice becomes filtered. This delegation saves energy, but it also shapes judgment. Habits form around recommendations. The assistant's logic quietly replaces personal reasoning. Decision-making becomes collaborative but asymmetrical. Eventually, disagreement feels inefficient. Trust replaces evaluation. The system's defaults become the path of least resistance. Digital assistants don't just help individuals, they optimize systems. They align behavior with platforms, policies, and incentives. Nudges are subtle, influence is quiet. What feels like neutral guidance may reflect external priorities. The assistant becomes a channel through which values are delivered. Influence hides behind usefulness. Control is exercised softly. Because the assistant feels personal, its influence is rarely questioned. Power moves without confrontation. In professional settings, assistants manage tasks, coordinate teams, and monitor performance. Workflows adapt around them. Productivity becomes measurable in new ways. This changes power dynamics. Oversight becomes automated. Expectations rise. The line between support and surveillance blurs. Efficiency improves, but autonomy may shrink. Work becomes optimized by default. As optimization increases, human discretion narrows. Performance is shaped by metrics the assistant understands best. Not all assistants are equal. Premium systems offer deeper integration, better memory, and stronger predictive power. Others remain basic. Intelligence becomes tiered. This creates a new divide. Some people operate with advanced cognitive support. Others don't. Opportunity begins to correlate with access to intelligence. Assistance becomes a multiplier. Over time, advantage compounds quietly. Those with better assistance move faster, think broader, and adapt sooner. The future of digital assistance isn't inevitable. Design choices matter. Transparency, consent, and control must be intentional. Otherwise, systems optimize for engagement and efficiency alone. Assistants should serve humans, not quietly steer them. The challenge isn't building smarter systems. It's deciding how much influence they're allowed to have. Boundaries must be designed, not assumed. Without limits, assistance becomes governance. And governance without visibility becomes control. If you found this episode insightful, make sure to follow the channel, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more cinematic explorations into the technologies shaping our world. And in our next video, we confront one of the most uncomfortable questions in modern technology, in AI and the end of privacy. Exploring how data collection, intelligent systems, and constant monitoring are quietly redefining what privacy even means in an AI-driven world.